What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Our Shared Experience. Today, I'm going to be getting into something that I personally went through that I believe will be able to help you guys, or at least give you something to think about as you move forward into the future you. And for me personally, that was, can my visions and goals of the future actually limit me from living my fullest life? And the answer for me was, yeah, it definitely did. Personally, one of the things that I'm specifically talking about was having a child. I, for the longest time, just envisioned like, all right, I would go through these steps. I would get older. I would make enough money to buy a house. I would own a house. I would know where my income was coming from. I'd feel very secure before I had a child who then I know that I could support. But as time kind of continued, the further I got into my life, the more I realized, like, wait a second, there's never going to be a time where I feel ready. There's never going to be a time where I feel secure. I still don't own a house. I'm renting this space. And personally, that was like terrifying for me. And, you know, and to be honest with you, Bree and I, because we were together since the age of like 15, and we knew that our goals and our dreams were, it was important to take care of ourselves first, right? To put ourselves forward so that when we did eventually have a child, we would be able to represent the fullest and best version of us to him, and which would help obviously bring him up in the most, I don't know, honest and powerful way that we possibly could. And as we got older, we were like, okay, we set a limit. We were like, all right, when we turn, if we're 35, we need to decide, and this was actually the idea, we need to decide whether or not we're going to have a kid. Because at 35, you're starting to cross over into this like age, at least that's, again, a limit that we set on ourselves, that we needed to decide whether that was going to happen or if we needed to focus on our own careers. And as that time started to approach, if you guys aren't aware, I'm technically, by the time this comes out, I will be 35 years old. But I never thought that I would want to have a kid and not know where my next job was coming from. I never thought that I could be happy and not stressed out and not freaking out if I didn't own a house or know where I was going to live. And to be honest with you, I think at this point, you know, it was a really hard decision to make. And me and Bree, one day, we were up in this cabin up in Northern California, and we just had this talk, and we made this decision. We were like, you know what, we're never going to be ready. And it was it was a beautiful emotional release for me. It was like this accepting of like life, and it was almost like I just crumpled up all this expectations I had put upon myself and just said like, screw it. We're going to do this and we're going to make the most of it. And not only that, but I trust myself. I trust that through all the years that I've done this thing where I've continued to bring in income and live and be successful in doing the things that I loved, and never sacrificing to have to work a terrible 9 to 5. I had taught myself that I am capable of so much. And because of that, I should trust the fact that I can consistently do it. And no matter what happens next, if we have a child, that I will be able to support that child and my wife in whatever goals that she then creates. So it just kind of got me thinking, is like, what else do we do that to ourselves for? What else in life have we decided so certainly that had to happen before the next thing happened? You know, was it, for a lot of people, I think it's, all right, well, I need to save enough money before I go on this trip, or I need to establish myself enough in this thing before I move to my dream place. And, you know, even for me right now, that's where I am. I'm very much in this like mental space of like, well, I still need to be in LA. I need to be working in movies and television. There's a big part of me that wants to go like, move up to Northern California and live in the woods, in the redwoods, and there's another side of me that's like, you're crazy. How would you ever survive? Where does the money come from? How are you gonna not live with, the entertainment industry? And I think what I realized most recently was like, I think that doesn't need to happen right away. In the same way, again, I play devil's advocate with myself all the time. It's like, in the same way that my visions of the future might be limiting because I want to tick off all these boxes, I think visions of the future can also be limiting in my current situation, right? Like, all right, well, your goal now is to go like move up to the redwoods and live in the trees and bask in nature and all this other stuff. But at my core, I'm an entertainer, and I love being an entertainer. I love being in movies. I love walking red carpets and doing interviews because it gives me an opportunity to talk and express myself and shine, right? Like, I feel like I am this light that needs, like, the higher up I get, the brighter I can shine and the more I can give back, and I can't do that if I'm not embracing the platforms in which and opportunities in which that are surrounding me. So there was a part of me that got like really like stressed out because I was like, shit, I need to make enough money now so I can retire now. And I was like, now I'm dialing that back, and I'm like, hey, I'm here, man. I am screw like living in the future where I don't exist right now, and in more so like, let me just be happy and embrace everything that's happening, and that's where I'm at, and it's become very exciting for me to stand here and be very present and excited that I have these lights set up and this camera here, and I can come out here and talk to you guys, and the show Ultimate Tag is on right now, and all these things are happening, and it's very exciting. So I'm going to embrace it and allow myself to not get lost in future goals, but also just find myself here with you and having a great time, and see how much more I can make out of what is around me in this current moment, because that can and will happen for me, but it doesn't need to happen right now. And so there's like two different themes that are happening in this podcast right now, and it's really just like, I think the main theme is being conscious about how our visions of where we want to see ourselves, how that story that we're telling ourselves, if we can rewrite it, if it needs to be set in stone, or if our pencil has a really nice eraser and we can rewrite the little paragraphs between the beginning and the end, and shit, let's rewrite our ending too, because our life, as we progress and as we grow, we change. So why wouldn't our visions of the future change? Why wouldn't our understanding of what we really want and who we really are shift and change with every single day and every lesson we learn? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you for subscribing and hitting that notification bell. If you're listening to this on any of the major podcast platforms, be sure to leave a review. And if you liked it, let me know. Peace out, everybody. I enjoyed this. Thank you.